So good morning, everyone. This morning, it's all about creating amazing show reels. And they sound fantastic. And I see people making them and I'm thinking, I don't even know how to share them, let alone create them. I think I did one once, but I think it was a fluke. So I'm really excited this morning to have Elin Prydderch join us, who does the most amazing show reels. So I'm thinking, well, how does she do this? So I'd really like to catch up with everybody so they can introduce themselves to Elin and share with us what they do when it comes to show reels. So over to you, Beth. Do you want to kick us off? Show reels. I've never seen a show reel from you, Beth.
Wouldn't know where to start.
Right.
Wouldn't have a clue.
There we go. So that's a good one, Elin. We're just grateful. We haven't got a clue. We're just grateful. Karen, you look the kind of person who does show reels, but I've never seen one from you.
That's because I have no interest in them. I don't watch them. I have no interest in them, so I don't do them. But I do understand they could be quite useful. So it would be quite useful to know how to do them. It's just one of those things where it's like podcasts. I don't listen to podcasts, but I know that they would be quite good to do. So, yeah.
Right, that's good. Oh, you've got some really good soil to start planting in this morning, Elin. So over to you, Miriam. So you're arty, you create amazing pictures. Show reels must be a must for you, but I don't think I've seen you do a show reel.
I've done loads, yeah, on my Instagram page. I've done a lot. I love doing them. I struggle. They always seem to take me an awfully long time to do, which can be frustrating. I suddenly realised 40 minutes is gone and I've been in and out and trying to cut things and add the music and add the words and things like that. But I love doing them. So I'm hoping to get some advice on how to do them more quickly.
Right, there we go. So Chris, so please introduce yourself to our audience this morning. There might be people you know, or perhaps you don't know. So, and I know Chris wants to meet with you, Karen, because we've talked about things publishing. So you guys need to have a coffee. So over to you, Chris. Have you done show reels?
I have done show, and again, like Miriam, on my Instagram more than anything, and I actually do them for someone else. Well, I do a crafting thing that I belong to. I do their Instagram. I just know more than the others. So yeah, so I do them, but it's been self-taught, and and it is that rabbit hole that, like, as like Miriam was saying about, you just disappear down it trying to find the right things. So it's a sort of hit and miss. So if I can find out if I'm doing them properly, and to less time, as probably me as well, mine the perfectionism. So yeah.
Right, lovely, thank you. And we're going to go to Lucy, our amazing mortgage solutions lady. So over to you, Lucy. Are you doing show reels? Are you doing these show reels?
Yeah, I do them quite often. But like Miriam, it's just so time consuming. So it's like, first of all, thinking about what sort of content to put on. Obviously with me, I need to be careful of what I say as well, because with us being in the financial, we've got to make sure that we do your home may not be repossessed, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I do them. And I know they are very important in your business as well, as in getting on social media. So yeah, I want to try and get doing it a little bit more.
Okay, lovely. Lynn, are you there? I can't see a photo of you. So Lynn, are you there? I don't think Lynn does show reels.
No, I am here. I got my son home, so I'd probably be on mute most of the time. So he just put the telly on, he's watching some telly. Okay. And for some reason I can't get my iPad to turn around the right way. So if I just show you, I'm like that. So I don't even know where I am. But anyway, yeah, I don't do reels. I wouldn't have a clue where to start, to be honest. So today will just be learning from scratch for me. So hopefully I'll pick up some tips.
That's great. And I can remember when I first set up Iron Woman, we opened a Facebook page. This was 12 years ago. I was convinced it wasn't technology if I was wearing pajamas doing it. I think we, give ourselves all these messages of permission just to learn. And I think you've got some really great, enthusiastic learners this morning, Elin. So over to you, Sarah. So tell us, have you done show reels?
Morning, guys. Yeah, I have done a few personally, and I think I've done one when we moved into our new office of us sort of walking up the stairs and showing around the office. But yeah, I find them quite time consuming as well. So I'm really looking forward to learning to see if there's anything that can sort of make it a little bit less lengthy.
Okay, lovely. Thank you, Sarah, and welcome to your first Iron Woman Hour. And coming to you, Yvonne, I think you've done show reels. Have you done show reels?
Wow, I've done lots of lives. I don't think you can class them as show reels.
Right.
So yeah, I'm just open to ideas today.
Right, lovely. Well, can we introduce Elin? Round of applause for Elin, who I would say under pressure volunteered to do this session this morning, and she does amazing show reels. So we're all eager to learn. So without further ado, Elin, over to you.
Thank you. And I'm no expert. I'm just going to put that out there. I've just learned through trial and error. And there's loads of information out there that can help you. Instagram themselves have got brilliant kind of easy videos that you can click on online so that you understand how to do reels. And I don't know it all. It's just endless, the possibilities you can add to your reels. But reels are really important now. And I remember the old Instagram where it was just posts, and I loved that. And then everything is reels now. So you've got to kind of move with the times really and embrace it, even though you're probably cringing and feeling sick about trying to do it. But there's different kind of reels that you can do. There's millions of them out there. So your reel needs to be quick in catching people in. So in the first 3 seconds, you hook people in. So if it's kind of not hooking them in, then you lose people quickly. Also, repetition is important. Even if you've done one reel on one kind of element of your business, do it again, do it again, do it again, do it again. People don't get tired because they're watching so many reels. You need multiple exposures of the same thing that you're trying to sell over and over. I know there's one guy I follow, he's called Adam Khan, and he's into relationships, and he's got close to 1 million followers now, I think, but he's got a few reels. I've watched his pattern, and he just talks to the camera. So that's one way of doing it, but he just repeats old reels, and he has loads of followers. So they say, when I had a business coach, she said, reels is the way forward to get people into your business from other countries. You're going to reach a vaster audience than you are just doing a simple post. So, for example, a simple bog standard post would look something like that. It's still, they have to read it. Whereas if you don't know what, a reel would be kind of there's movement and there's music and there's cutting from one thing to another. So it's more engaging. So you're going to reach a vaster audience, but it's got to be interesting as well. So there's things you can use. You can use filters, you can use music, you can use audio, you can use captions. Captions is really important. So when I started, and my business coach said, do a month of reels, daily reels, and you'll get so much more engagement. And the way I started was to just talk to camera. So you go on with a subject and you just say, kind of, if you want to reduce anxiety in menopause, cut down coffee because coffee raises cortisol in your system and this raises your stress levels. That's that. The shorter the reel, the better, because people don't have time to look at your, 1.5-minute reel. They want it to be quick and easy, fast information. You don't have to say, hi, I'm just popping in. I'm just gonna hope you're all okay today. Nothing like that. You just go straight to the subject straight away, so that you engage them. And also having words like you, your, helps as well to hook them in, apparently, because you need to make it relatable to them. Lighting is important if you're doing that. If you're talking to camera, lighting is important, and look direct to the camera. Try and not look sideways or up when you're, you know, having conversation or putting out information. You need to be engaging into the camera, and quite close as well. You don't want to be too far away because they want to look into your eyes and kind of build trust like that. Also have it when you're doing you can do it on your phone. You don't have to have fancy tools. It can be really basic. So the simpler you do it, the better. And if you do mistakes and stumble sometimes across your words, you can be more relatable like that to people. If you make it kind of too professional and people need to build a relationship with you. The best relatable or the best engagement I've had from a reel is when I show vulnerability. So I share a fault in myself or a vulnerable part of myself, you know, or something I've been through, or my story. That gets loads of engagement, because then you become not this perfect human looking, you know, good, lighting, makeup, everything well, your world looks perfect. People don't relate as much to that. They need to see your rawness. They need to see a story. They need to see something that they can relate to. That's important as well. So don't be, you know, looking for perfection in it. Make it human as possible. Don't use horizontal shot on your camera. You need it vertical so it fills the screen up. Also, Instagram will give you a kind of a, when you put your story, whatever it is, your face to camera, which platforms prefer reels? All of them now, I think. All of them prefer reels. Yeah, it's the way forward. Everything is real these days, which is a pain. So there's a border. I use it mainly Instagram. I don't do reels anywhere else, but my reels are shared in my Facebook. You can share them straight to your Facebook. So they show on my Facebook page as well through Meta. So there's a border that you must keep into. I've seen some reels on the writing that they add to the reel kind of is cut off the screen. So when you put the writing on, there's a little barrier that'll show you the frame you've got to work within that frame. If you go out, you'll cut off words, and it looks really unprofessional then. So use Instagram to guide you. For those of you who have no idea how to put a reel on, I can't share to camera because sorry, shared screen. This shows my limited technology information. So this is your story. So you click on your story. Wait a minute. There we go. Let me put that quiet. There you go. Okay. So this is my story. There's a plus sign in. I need to do my stories today. Do them every day. Stories are good. You know, reels are good if you can do them every day. So I press on that. You press on the blank screen. And then you've got a choice at the bottom here where it'll say reel. You press that, and then you can film yourself talking to it. And you know, you can cut to start again, because I giggle sometimes in the middle of saying something serious about hormones, and then I go, oh God, start again. It can be time consuming, you know, a way of reducing. I think this is the quickest way of doing it without all the editing, adding words and all that. Is just talk to camera, share your information. That's the quickest way. I'll show the other ways that are more time consuming. And then you can choose your filters. If you want to filter and make yourself look a bit better. So I'll show different versions of ones that I've done on mine. So this is just my talk to camera. I press on that one. So I'm sharing information about stress there. So you just look at the camera and talk, but you need captions. You need the writing of what you're saying to come up, because that's more engaging for people as well, in case they don't understand you. If you've got a strong accent like I have, you know, because you've got people all over the world watching you. Also, I learned this trick for someone. You have a kind of a captive visual on the front of your reel, but that's not what, that kind of entices them in. If they see just a face, maybe it's not going to be as enticing as an interesting photo. So they click on the photo and then it goes straight into the reel. Now, this is another reel I did that you can fast up the time. So I'm making my mix of my nutritional supplements here. So you can speed the time, and that's quite engaging. I got a lot of responses from this because it's more entertaining to watch someone do that really than it is kind of a slow motion camera. You can slow it down as well, or you can speed it up. And then you can add, there's different voices of celebrities you can add. I did one for our day. This is the one I did in Lanley Hall. If you can hear it. No, that's not that one. Wait a minute. What is it? Here's it.
Talk about what you're gonna do. Just dream about what you're gonna do.
So this is Beyonce
somebody else
talking over it.
Be it. Be about it.
So you can choose.
Go do it. Keep your eye on your intention.
So you can choose celebrity voices. So that's going to bring in more people to your reel because, you know, Beyonce or whoever. And when you choose a music to play on the reel, you have loads of choice of music. If you go for the ones that have been used mostly on reels, then go for those, because there's some that have got, you know, been used 3,000 times or 40,000 times. It's more engaging if you use a higher percentage reel. What else? You can do loads of different kind of effects. You can even buy different apps to make it more interesting, do editing, but I haven't looked into that. I think it's just, if you've got time to look into that, you can. But what the professionals are saying is, you know, it doesn't have to be as fancy and as edited and as amazing as you think it is. Keep it simple, especially if you haven't got much time. You can also prepare a reel, like you're going to an event for the day and you want to record that and make it into a reel. Just record it on your bog standard video on your phone. Do little videos, you know, different kind of scan the room, zoom on the cakes or whatever you're doing that day. And then at the end, you can add them to the reel, and then you can edit. There's an edit, and I've only recently discovered how to put, you've got to use YouTube as well to find things out, how to put, how to edit the words that comes up on the screen in a reel. I can't remember which reel shows now that, is it this one? No, anyway. When you put a film on of your reel and then a word will come up, and some people point to them, don't they? And they disappear. I'm sure you've seen that. Would you use Canva to make reels? I have no idea. I haven't tried it. Possibly. I'm not sure if you can use Canva.
I think you can.
Can you?
I think so. I think I've seen it.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Yeah, you can put the plus at your homepage too. But the most time-consuming thing is the editing at the end. If you want to cut the you know, editing the music to the visual, and if you want to add, you know, different elements to it, that's the time-consuming. I don't know how to cut that down. What's useful, I suppose, if you use your Sunday as a preparing, you know, what you're going to talk about that day throughout the week, so you know what you're going to include as information in your reels. Because I think if you think about it on the day, think, oh God, I haven't done a reel. And then you've got to think about, right, what I'm going to do. It takes more time out of your day then. So preparation is also key. Also, you can do reels with voiceovers, your own voiceover. So you use your clip. I'm trying to think of one I've used here. Like when I prepare food or something, I'll use my voice over it then and say, this is a coffee. I wonder if this is one. Yeah, this is one. Reduce anxiety during the perimenopause. Okay. I'll play that again. So this is one explaining about coffee. So you record it first.
It's really delicious. They are vegan.
And then you add your voice over it. So when you go to the note symbol, it gives you an option then to reduce the background music or whatever, or leave that out. And then you press voiceover. And it doesn't take as much preparation as that. You just think, okay, what can I say here? And you say it, and if it fits, great. If it doesn't, you edit it and do it again. But that can be quite quick to do and quite engaging. I know a lot of social media kind of influencers. One guy I know, he did that all the time to all his videos, and his videos is all about him and his kid, his child. So today we're going to the park. Oh, look, we're on swings now, and we're doing this, and and it is engaging. I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm just watching him putting his kid on the swing. But because of the voiceover, you feel like you're watching a mini kind of documentary film. So that's very engaging for people. It's easy to get them into a trance of just watching a reel with your little voice over it as well. So there's vast kind of things that you can experiment with on there. I've just recently discovered the speeding up of doing something and the slowing down of doing something as well. Another trick I like someone did, if you're not talking to camera and you want to record what you're doing, is to slow it down, slow the motions down, zoom in and play soothing music over it, really slowing. It kind of hypnotizes people in to watch it, because people are so stressed and so go on the go all the time. A reel that is not as bright lights and like a fairground when you watch it, and it's more soothing and engaging and slow, you get a lot of hits from that as well, because it's, it puts us in a trance when you watch it, and it's kind of that total switch off. So that can be engaging as well. Remember captions when you doing voice. That's important to put them in. You've got 3 seconds to hook them in. It's the best way to create engagement today. Showing your story, sharing your story is important. Sharing your vulnerability or your pitfalls and stuff like that can be more engaging. I don't know how that would work with kind of mortgages and stuff like that. But if you're into kind of more personal development side of things, then yeah, sharing your stories can be very powerful and engaging. Just thinking of other examples. Really, it's really easy to do when you get into it. It's very enjoyable. I enjoyed doing them, but if I haven't got much time, I always do the talk to camera. And some people just do the talk to camera. They do it in their cars. There's no kind of special background to it. A lot of people just do it in their cars and they just put it out there. I find those people get loads of followers and engagement. And then you've got to put that call to action or hook at the end as well, or the link to your bio or your link tree or whatever. But if you find that, I've realized on Instagram, you can do these daily, but it's just a small part of your business. Don't rely on that to bring you huge amounts of customers. Repetition is the key, and you're competing against thousands, millions of the reels daily as well. So don't overthink it either. Don't try and perfect it. Just put it out there. And if you're repeating the same thing for a week, that's fine as well. Because people need multiple exposures to what you're doing to understand it. We have people spinning their audience into, where are people spinning their audience into to convert? I don't understand the question, sorry, Cheryl.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking with a post, you can say, well, click here and go off to this page, landing page on my website, blah, blah, blah. How does that work when it's a reel where they can't click on something because it is a film?
Or you can add at the end, you can add your link, you can add mentions, you can add anything. Yeah, the first thing is the film, then you add the audio, and then you add whatever you want to put on it as well. Link, mention, whatever, the option is there as you would be doing a normal post. All the options are there for you to add on your reel, whatever you want to add on.
Quite exciting, isn't it? When you think of going back to the days of what a phone was used for, 10 years ago, and now what we can use a phone for now, when we can create our own adverts in the palm of our hand. And do you think in some ways the way photography is going with our phones, in some ways is going to make photography or photographers redundant at a sort of startup level, because people can do this so easily themselves?
Yeah, there is a kind of, the technology today is amazing. You can put it all on your phone, and there's loads of different apps you can use as well to cut, edit, you can even kind of, I'm sure, Photoshop photos as well. You can do what a professional photographer could do, but you haven't got the same eye, I suppose, as them to capture excellent photos in the beginning. But yeah, I suppose it is a threat, isn't it?
Because we did the last Iron Woman event at Llanelli, and we put the shout out to everyone to do their own photography of the event and to share it. We blasted social media that day and the next day, because there were just lots more people doing it, and the photographs were instant. We didn't have to wait for an edit. They were out there. So yeah, it's quite magical what we can do for ourselves in our business these days. So can we open it up for questions, Elin?
Yeah, of course. I'll try and answer them.
People must have some questions. So can I take questions? Because you raise your hand or something for us to know if you've got a question. Oh, Karen, over to you.
Could you potentially use AI to create reels?
No idea. No idea about AI. Probably, I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, that's the way technology is going, isn't it? I haven't looked into it, to be honest. No idea about that. Yeah, I'm in denial about AI at the moment. I'm like, oh my God, that's another whole thing coming. Yeah, and here already. But yeah.
I'm on one of the Facebook groups, and people are starting to create book covers with AI. But it's almost like copy and paste different things on there. And there's one person had it, and everybody looked at it and suddenly realized that hands were like somebody mangled this child's hands, because they were just sort of almost like something out of a sci-fi movie, because they weren't using it properly, and they could tell it was AI because it wasn't doing it properly at all.
Yeah, I don't know enough about AI at the moment to say, but yeah.
I think just being yourself is probably more important, isn't it? I think with that AI, I don't know, it's good, but obviously if someone in your field is using it, you could be questioned whether or not you're copying someone as well, which is like you said.
Yeah. And being a human is important on real.
Absolutely.
Being yourself. Yeah, just showing who you are, because it's all about building relationships and trust as also. So people want to see you, and some days, I'm like, I don't want to put myself on screen, I'll just put something else on there. But you've got to remember that it's you who they want to see. It's who they want to kind of bond with and trust, so they can make that jump then to ask for your service.
Yeah, people buy from people, don't they?
Yeah.
So just another quick question though. You were saying you had words by Beyonce. How does that work from a copyright point of view? Is that supplied by Instagram?
If it's an option on there and Instagram gives you that, I suppose that means you can use it. So, it's in this, when you press music, you want to choose, there's those reels as well, those audio reels that you can choose. So I guess you just,
So that must be Creative Commons then.
You can use any song, you can use any kind of artist.
Well,
really.
technically not, because if you're a business and you're using it, then you're promoting your business and making money using what they do. So
I like them.
it's different if you're an individual as opposed to a business.
I'm not sure about those rules.
Yeah.
They can, and also, you know, I'm sure if you're crossing the line, they'll let you know soon enough and take you out if you are.
I'm assuming if it's supplied by Instagram, then they've probably got some sort of license in the background for it.
Yeah. Yeah, there are some songs I know I've tried to put on that was playing in the background, and they'll stop that straight away.
Yeah.
If it's not, some songs is fine, but some songs, if they're not, if it's not okay for you,
Just
they will stop.
so
Yeah.
depends on the license they've got in the background then.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And come to Miriam. Miriam, you had a question? You're on mute.
I
Miriam.
did, yeah. When you said that you have repeated certain reels, do you mean repeating the message, or do you mean the actual reel? You've reused it?
I've seen some seen the reel, but I haven't repeated the reel. I did repeat the message in different forms. Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Because sometimes, you know, people on my team say, "Oh God, I feel I've done a reel about this product, so one should be enough." And you say, "No, you've got to repeat."
Yeah. Well, that's the same with my when I do behind the scenes. People really like seeing, you know, the painting in progress and the different stages, and you speed it up. Those are the ones that they really like. I seem to have more hits with, as it were.
Yeah. Yeah, and also remember, they're exposing themselves to maybe hundreds of reels a day, so they're not necessarily going to remember yours. So that's why exposure is important, really.
I literally live for repeating all of my business, and like you said, not many people will see it. So if you then re-advertise it and maybe change it up a little bit, but it's still the same message, it looks new.
Yeah, and I think stories are important as well. The stories at the top, that you do them daily, because that's where you get repetition of the same people often watching you. By now I've got over 200 people daily looking at my stories. So then I reach out to them personally in a message saying, "Thank you for looking at my stories." Then you start to build a conversation with them and a relationship, and then you can ask if they want to know more about your service. Then you can kind of hone in on them. That's a good way of reaching out, making conversations with whoever's repeatedly watching you, you know, just saying, "Hi, do you need any more information? How can I help?" That's a good way of engaging with them as well.
How do you think this compares with Facebook advertising? Because of course we've got Karen Hutchins, who does a Facebook Live on a Friday, and by the time she's finished that week, about 55,000 people will have watched it. So how do you think this is going to be comparing with Google Ads?
I don't know. I use Facebook more for my groups. I haven't done reels or anything like that on it. From my figures of reels, I get a few thousand looking at them. I don't really know enough, to be honest with you, about my, it might look like I do, but I don't.
We're learning, aren't we? We're all
learning, yeah. And you've got to think, it can be very time consuming, because you think, oh, what's this next thing now? There's always something new, isn't there, to learn and to kind of catch up on. But those people that I follow keep it simple as well, and the ones with the most engagement do kind of just talk to camera daily with a message, quick 3-second, 10-second message.
I think the key is as well as accepting we're all learning, but it's moving so fast, so you'll never know everything.
No.
And if you keep it simple, you're more likely to do it, and you've got to do lots of it. So with that in mind, Sarah's asked the question, how do you manage to do a month's worth of reels? How do you cope with developing all that content?
I repeat different stuff, really, different way of making them. Also, you can, like you can in Facebook, you can do a chunk of them and then have them posted out on a time frame that you want them to be posted on the day you want them to be posted. You can do that as well. I haven't done that yet, but you can do that to kind of save time. If you spend an hour or two on a Sunday and do all of them and then schedule them to go out at different times in the week, that would be a good idea to do that. I haven't been organized enough to do it, but yeah, that's an option as well.
On Instagram, do you mean, or just Facebook?
You can do it on Instagram as well.
Oh, can you?
I've seen
Where's
it.
that?
Yeah, well, yeah, wait a minute.
Don't worry, I'll
Yeah,
Google.
it's there somewhere. I've seen it, and it is possible. Also, there was another thing I saw this morning where you can, if you hear a piece of audio from another reel, there's a way of recording it, saving it, and you can use it for your reel. I would go on Instagram page, website, and Google Instagram Reels, and then it gives you short videos of explaining different tactics, different kind of skills in Reels, and things to remember, things to not do.
You can save the audios as well. If you're just watching somebody's reel that you really like, it will say down at the bottom of the screen, save reel, save audio, or use audio, which is, and then you just add the pictures, don't you?
Yeah, yeah.
It all gets done for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't done that.
Lorna down there, so we can see Lorna. So Lorna's the art of the fairy tale and very visual. So Lorna, are you using Reels?
Not really, no. No, I mean stories, yes. Reels, no. And I don't know why. Don't know why I'm not, because I'm a fan of stories. You know, we post quite a few stories. I think though, listening in, it is one of those things where we just have to sort of plunge in a little on this. And I hear what you're saying about, you know, keeping it simple and building from there. I don't know, we've all got to wear so many hats all the time, haven't we? It gets a little bit overwhelming, all the different sort of facets of social media. I don't know how anybody else feels, but you know, when you wake up and you think, gosh, have I done my story of the day and now a reel and this post and that post, and maybe, as you say, Ellen, maybe sitting down and doing a month at a time as a strategic planning day. That's something that I need to do and include reels.
Yeah, and I think TikTok, I don't know, I haven't gone into TikTok yet, but I think I must. You have to really, it's the way to go. Because people I know who have done TikTok, they get masses then following them on their Instagram. So it's a way of increasing your followers through doing TikTok. But I've asked my kids, you've got to give me training on TikTok.
There's a big question mark on TikTok, isn't there, though, in terms of the security of TikTok? And I don't know, again, I don't know enough about this. It's just something, you know, I have had a couple of people say to me, oh, be careful of TikTok. And maybe that's a subject for another time, but we haven't started using it yet.
So Lucy Wiley, can we get to Lucy Wiley? Because Lucy, you do loads of reels, don't you? And so what tips can you share? Because you're into sort of food production. So how do you use Instagram and this reels in order to get your story out there? Because I'm forever seeing stories of you, Lucy, and they're great.
Yeah, you know, it's just, as Ellen said, it's just about just changing up the content. You know, it's a bit of a, you're not going to please all of the people all of the time. So if you mix it up, then you're going to do please more people more of the time. So, you know, and different messages relate to different people. You know, sometimes my posts are about selling Thermomix, sometimes they're just about having fun, and I guess that's about, you want people to feel happy when they're on your page, and that's, you know, important for growing your business. You know, I do think it's still really important for Instagram. I don't know why, but you know, my biggest message to anyone would be keep your who you're following below the amount of followers you have, you know, you should keep a close contact on that. And just try and engage, you know, and don't take yourself too seriously. And don't, you know, gosh, you know, there are times when I think, oh my goodness, you know, what are people going to think? But then I don't take myself too seriously with it. I just try and enjoy it. You know, it's quite fun dancing in your kitchen and doing voiceovers and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Can I ask a question, Lucy? Do you know why they say to keep the people you're following less than your followers?
I don't know. It's just because you're meant to be, I guess, more interesting or more than the people that you're following. I guess, I don't know. It just makes you look. You know, it was one of the first messages I got told, God, years ago. It's really hard to do it because it is hard to grow organically. But yeah, that's just one of the things. But yeah, as you said, you know, there's loads you can do with Instagram, and something I have just done recently. So I was able to share from Instagram to Facebook, but now, last week Instagram asked me to connect it, and it's actually made quite a difference to the volume of who's seeing the reels. Like my sort of reels can go from anything from just a couple of hundred to some recent ones of between 4,000 and 7,000. So I actually think it's worth connecting your face. It depends who your audience is. I would say, Elin, with TikTok, you know, for your type of business, I don't think it's great personally. I think TikTok's a bit, if you're physically selling things or affiliating marketing or things like that, yes. But your market, I'm sure if you look into your insights, are probably women between the ages of 40 and 60 who are following you. And that Facebook will give you those insights.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to go on TikTok, to be honest.
No, don't. I don't feel, you shouldn't feel, I physically don't get any business from TikTok.
Okay.
You know, and we don't have to be everywhere. You know, you just be at the places that are relatable to you. Yes, we need to learn new skills, you know, on Instagram or Facebook, but go to where your audience will tend to sit. And there's not many women of our age who would relate or are going to be sat on TikTok.
True.
Yeah. So why don't we have a challenge then, Elin, that by next Monday we do a show reel. So we have something to show you that we've done.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. And then perhaps you can have a look at them and give us a bit of critique. But I think the only way we're going to learn how to do them and push ourselves to do them is to do one. Yeah, even if we just do one, at least then we'll say we did know how to use the captions, or I didn't know how to get the right background music, or I don't know how to join up the dots on all these bits of film that I want to put together. So I think it'd be really good for us to have a go and then play them, and let's, you know, support each other by critiquing them. And, you know, we can even have a go putting them out there and just see if anyone's interested in what we've done, really. Yeah.
I have got one question, if Elin or anyone else knows. So it's only happened in the last week. So, you know, when you put your wording on a reel, Elin?
Yeah.
So you put like a bubble, you know, like, I don't know, whatever the reel is about, you put it within the picture. When I upload it, the writing is disappearing. So my last couple of reels, I cannot get the writing on it, just so it's there, and then I post it and it disappears.
Oh, I think you've got to in the edit, you've got to put where you want it to appear and disappear.
Yeah, no, I know, yeah, and you move it across when you want it, you know. Yeah, I do that, but it's just not uploading.
I don't know then, I'm not sure.
Okay.
So when it comes to you then, Miriam, you've got a really weird name for you. Mine is Mini La La Designs. But that's not you, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Is
It's my
it?
business. Yeah, Mini Lala Designs.
Oh, right. I didn't know that. I've only known you a year and a half.
I say, hi, I'm Miriam from Mini Lala Designs.
I would have thought, oh, she's on one. I never knew that.
Well, you'll have to start following me then, Cheryl.
I will get on the case. So let's do a roundup then. What have people learned and what are they going to put into action? So Beth, I know you're probably quivering at the thought you're going to be doing a show reel. So what have you?
Well, first of all, I'm going to have to get authorised to use Instagram for business purposes. So I may have to do a personal one rather than a business one. I'm not very techie. I'm really, really not. So these things terrify me. So yeah, I do need a kick up the backside to make me do it.
Right. I'm just scared I'm going to say something really inappropriate talking about getting authority, because I went off to see, King Charles's Gardens, and then afterwards, we were having a very proper afternoon tea around the table, glass of champagne and scones and sandwiches, and I'd completely done on a name of a plant, and I'd asked about this plant because I thought, oh, that would look really good in the garden. It was a gonorrhea, and you can imagine, over afternoon tea, I actually said to the regional my regional boss for National Garden Scheme, how do you think I can get some gonorrhea? Oh my God. Oh gosh, she said, it's not gonorrhea. Don't say that word. Oh gosh. Yeah, brought afternoon tea to a bit of a standstill on our table, I can tell you. Yes, I'm afraid I'm going to say the wrong thing. So over to you, Karen. What have you learned and how are you going to put it into action?
I'm going to have a go on Canva doing it because I really hate using my phone because I just never get anything the way I want it to be. But at the same time, when I walk the dogs, we've got some really nice woods nearby with lovely views of the lake. So might do something around that and just sort of see what I can come up with.
It's interesting, isn't it? At least we'll all learn, because people have preferred styles in doing it. So we'll know, can you do it in Canva and what does it look like? Well done, Karen. Over to you, Miriam. You're not Miriam, and you're Lala Designs. Miriam Lala Designs.
Mini.
Mini Lala Designs.
Yeah, I am going to give myself the challenge of trying to do it every day for a month.
Ooh,
like at least the story. Yeah. Try and do that. I did it once ages ago, probably about 2 years ago. I followed somebody on Instagram, and they kind of gave you your prompts of what you should do. But I didn't stick with it for some reason, so I'm going to try again and do a month of it.
Good one. Oh, fantastic. Chris, over to you. What have you learned? What are you going to put into action?
Yeah, I didn't realize until now that you could do reels on Facebook. So, and a reel within your stories. I didn't realize that. So I like doing my stories. So I think I'm going to have a go with doing them within that. I've recently been taking part in a Facebook visibility challenge. So I've got my sort of format there. So I'm going to apply that, I think, to reels on Instagram. Give it a whirl anyway.
Fab. Lovely. I don't know if you're there, Lynn, in the background.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
I found it really interesting. It was good to see what can be done, but I'm not sure that it would really. I can see how it suits products, selling things, but I'm not quite sure how it would work for my business really. So I don't know, if it was to give it a go, it would have to be more of a personal story rather than business. Just not sure.
Why do you think, Lynn, that will writing can't be done as a show reel? I would say it could be done as a show reel. So I can see you nodding there, Lucy. What would you say?
Well, I think just simply because Mortgage Lucy does reels very, very well and does things like that. And I would imagine that it's a sort of similar product. And it's just about doing things that get traffic to your page. Just one other tip that I'll give, it may be, Ellen might have covered it. I'm sorry, Ellen, if you did, is when you do a reel, just share that then into your stories, because you will get extra views on it that way. And what I do is I've got a personal page and a Lucy's Kitchen page on Instagram, and I will send my reel to Lucy Wiley. Then I will like it from Lucy Wiley, save it from Lucy Wiley, and share it on Lucy Wiley. And it just gets it in, you know, it gives it more traction. And also scheduling as well. You can really easily schedule your reels, so you're not doing too many, and you can just put them that they'll come up at 8 a.m, you know, that week.
Right. Lucy, Mortgage Solutions, I could see that you were about to say something.
I was just going to say more like solutions, really, like how you're helping your clients and the solutions that you've done, like client stories as well. People love client stories because things that they might be going through, but they don't want to reach out to you. So I always do solutions, stories. People love that. But also, if you are going to do a bulk reel, change your clothes.
That's a good one.
I've done it before and I was like, oh my God, I've just done about 10 and I'm in the same clothes.
And things like earrings, I always notice if someone's wearing yet again the same earrings. I always change my earrings too.
That's a good one as well. So Sarah, what have you learned from this morning and how are you going to put it to work?
I think it was really interesting to have some ideas shown, some examples and sort of how to do it. I think it's probably given me a bit of confidence to think, oh, do you know what, to give this a go, because as I say, I've only ever done it once. So yeah, I've got a few ideas now, so I'm going to go and take them and see if I can get some reels produced.
Fantastic. And Art of the Fairy Tales, Lorna, what have you learned? Well, how are you going to put it to work?
Well, I've got a little idea forming because I have some familiar faces helping me out with some things over the next 7 days. So I've got a busy week, but it would be I've got something fun in mind because I need to practice. So yes, that's what's coming out of today.
I'm intrigued.
Yes.
And Lucy Wiley, the cook of the year.
So I'm really sorry. I was in and out because I was on calls, but you know, I liked Ellen's bit where she was saying that she speeds it up. I've done this sort of one where you speed it up loads, but I haven't done it where it's a sort of slower speed. So I'm going to have a look at Ellen's page and maybe try and replicate that because I haven't done that before.
Oh, fantastic. Well, thank you, Ellen. Amazing, amazing. And you're going to be the judge next Monday in I Woman Hour as we put before you our artistic endeavours. So thank you so much for today. I'm just going to pop us off record now.